18th, 2025. First item is approval for minutes of August 21st, 2025 Public Safety Meeting.
Move approval.
Second.
Moving second. Any questions or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next item is item number 2. It's a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to execute agreement between Richard Painoyer with Seth Graham and the city of North Charleston to approve the settlement agreement in Circuit Court appeal arising from the city zoning board of appeals decision regarding a variance request.
Second.
Moving second. Any question or concerns?
Can somebody quickly explain to me how our ZBA process works, just so that I can understand it?
You said the CBA process?
The zoning boarding appeal? Yeah, just like how their process works, like when somebody has a complaint, how does it flow through there and come to this point where we vote on it?
So you have an applicant who's building or doing something on their property that is not necessarily in line with the current rules. So that applicant will request a variance. That variance goes in front of ZBA. ZBA then determines whether or not they meet their requirements. And those requirements are kind of outlined by state law as to what they have to meet. If they meet them, and they're able to show that they have a hardship, the variance is granted. If they don't meet them and can't show that they have a hardship, they don't get a variance. They then have 30 days to appeal that decision. After they appeal that decision, it's appealed to the circuit court. In this case, as in every appeal from a ZBA decision, you have the right to have pre-litigation mediation. Something that the Supreme Court has said that almost every case falls into that. If mediation works, you come up with a resolution, that resolution is approved by the city. If the city's okay with it, then there's a court order that says, or a consent order saying this is what the outcome is. If they disagree, they being y'all, then we go back through the circuit court and the judge will hear both sides and make a decision. That can be appealed to the Court of Appeals, then that can be appealed to the Supreme Court.
Any more questions? Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 3, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to execute agreement between 2035 Spalding Drive LLC and the city of North Charleston to approve the settlement agreement of the Circuit Court appeal arising from the city zoning board of appeal decision regarding a variance request.
Second.
Moved in second. Any concerns, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any other questions coming to Public Safety Committee? If not, meeting adjourned.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the Finance Committee meeting for September the 18th, 2025 to order. First item on the agenda is the minutes from the August 21st, 2025 Finance meeting.
Move for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Item number 2, a resolution authorizing the city of North Charleston to accept the South Carolina Department of Environmental Service fiscal year 2026 solid waste grant.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 3, a resolution authorizing the city of North Charleston to accept the 2026 SCPRT Park and Recreation Development Fund Grant Minor Crosby Playground Improvements.
To approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 4, a resolution authorizing the city of North Charleston to accept the South Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Highway Safety and Justice Programs 2025 Body Armor Assistance Grant.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 5, a resolution certifying property located at 5780 Dorchester Road, TMS 408-03-00054, North Charleston in Charleston County, South Carolina, as abandoned building sites pursuant to the South Carolina Abandoned Buildings Revitalization Act.
Move for approval. Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Item number 6, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute agreements for indefinite quantity engineering services.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 7, request to approve evaluation committee for the safe streets and roads for all SS4A comprehensive safety action plan.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion?
Putting you to work, Mike.
He's talking to you.
Said they putting you to work on that committee. I'm messing with you.
Any other discussion or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 9, or number 8, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to execute a memorandum of understanding between the Dorchester County School District 2 and the city of North Charleston for the use of athletic facilities.
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there anything else to come before the finance committee? Hearing nothing, this meeting is adjourned.
August 21st, 2025, committee whole meeting.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? An ordinance amending section 7-3 and 7-5 of the municipal
I apologize.
Did they tell you that's $100 fine?
I have to buy you supper.
Back them up. We're going someplace nice.
Going to that Brazilian steakhouse.
7-3 and 7-. I can leave you there, bro.
Huh? Okay.
Turn it off.
I guess what's next on the agenda?
3 times the charm.
A little switch.
Thank y'all.
7-3 and 7-5 of the municipal ordinance of North Charleston to provide staggered council term.
Motion to table.
Second.
Just sit outside.
Okay. What do you need? Motion.
The table.
Second.
He's second. Mike second. Alright. Alright, Chris. So we don't have to go through the motion, right?
You got motion in a second?
Yeah, and then, okay. We have a motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah. Opposed.
Nay.
I mean, we got, who opposed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So we, see,
Motion, yeah.
motion denied.
What another motion?
Yeah, motion denied.
Move to approve.
Yeah, move to approve it.
Second.
Second. All the ones approved? Let me hear.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. You had someone to
Nice,
speak
you got
on that.
Yeah, we
Who's gonna speak on?
You gotta still ask.
We gotta have a discussion.
You gotta still ask for the record, right?
But, Chris,
Yes, sir.
so, we have a speaker tonight?
I don't have the sign up list.
They sent it to us by email
Yeah,
for the
that's,
staggered terms, right?
Oh,
No,
so
Chris?
she's referring to the email I sent
Oh,
from
the staggered strategy.
Mr. Van Hannigan as a response to. So all of y'all would have received that.
Candidates too now.
Okay, I just wanna get clarity, so your motion to table was the proposal for staggered city council election in North Charleston that was sent via email by you, council?
That was my motion.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes,
So I'm tracking this thing.
yeah, I retried, I didn't understand that was the motion.
Yeah, that was
It
the
felt
motion
that way,
to
so it's
table
not-
it.
For this one or for the
the
one in our
staggered
packet?
terms.
Email.
There's two
Let-
different
let-
ones.
I think it's very
Hold up.
So
Let the legal
change-
attorney, let the legal attorney explain.
So it sounds like I've heard the motion to table means to table the item that the mayor read.
Yes.
And so that would be to table any conversation about this particular issue. That motion failed.
Right.
And so now we have a motion to approve. And so we're really and that's to approve what's been presented.
On,
And so y'all are now at point of discussion. And y'all can discuss whether or not y'all want to move forward with this in favor or denial. Y'all can discuss the items that Mr. Van Hannigan presented. And I believe there should be a letter that came from the election commission as well. Yes, sir.
Can I ask a
I
question?
recognize Mike Brown.
You know, we're dealing with the item,
two.
thank you, ma'am. Item number 2, which is dealing with the ordinance.
Yes, sir.
And once we make that change in the ordinance, do we have to discuss the particular of how it would be done at this meeting?
That's what's before you.
Yeah.
So that's what the motion is, to the procedure that's in that ordinance draft is what y'all will be voting on.
I didn't read it.
And so if the idea is that's not the direction you wanna go in, then we can have that conversation, but yes, sir, if this is approved, then we would go with the text that's presented.
My concern is that we make the approval for staggered terms,
Yes, sir.
and we come back later and define exactly.
How?
You have, yes,
And so to do that, you would need a motion for that particular language.
yes.
And then we can draft, you'd almost draft a resolution at this point to instruct us to come back with the language to change the actual ordinance, that you all agree. If that's the direction you wanna go in.
So
I mean,
being
you
that it
have a
was,
motion and a second on one, but I guess you technically can have a second motion.
Alright, raise his hand.
So would we be better off doing it that way or would we be better off coming back with a whole, because I think the draft that we got for the other alternative may be better than what we have got written in here.
Okay.
But I don't know that I'm ready tonight to say yes. So in other words, I would vote no for what we've got based on that, but I would like more time. But would it make sense to do what Councilman Brown's saying, hey, look, we approve the staggered terms.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll come up with, which way would be better?
what you were sent
And
is
I think
was
the problem with
ordinance.
Let the legal speak.
the problem with the
I
way
said what I
that
said.
we're,
Let him speak, man.
I'm just agreeing what he's saying, I get what you're saying, but I just
agreeing.
agreeing, all I did is say one thing, listen, all I said was one thing.
Just let him speak.
You don't, listen, but I said one thing, and if I
That's
wanna
not-
say
you-
one thing,
you're
I'm
out
gonna
of
say
order.
one thing.
Let him speak.
You're out of order too, because all I did was say, all I did is speak in regards what I
Let him
spoke
speak.
about and put on the
Let
it
him
said put
speak.
on the table.
Let him speak. Go ahead.
so what I
Let
would
me
suggest, if the idea is
Let me speak.
that we want to have more of a roundtable conversation about how staggered terms would look, I would suggest that we deny the motion tonight. Put this for discussion again at the committee of the whole. Allow y'all enough time to review the what's being presented in front of you, talk with your constituents, decide how you wanna move forward. And then we can have a draft that y'all are comfortable.
So can I speak now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I got permission to speak now?
Go ahead, speak.
Okay, just making sure. So the motion to table was to table the issue of the staggered terms being put into place, because I don't know if y'all read your email, but the ordinance that he sent us in emails, what is right here on number 2. I understand everybody just wanted to disagree with the motion to table without full understanding about what I was saying, but I said a motion to table issue because I don't agree with the staggered terms. And it's plenty of y'all here who also don't agree with the staggered terms, but you didn't understand what the vote was for. That's all I was saying.
No, I mean, I wanna say something. So my understanding is I agree with the staggered terms, and I thought you disagreed having staggered terms, that's why I opposed those.
Yes, I did disagree
Okay,
on
and
having
that
staggered
was
terms,
the
and I raised a motion to table the issue with the staggered terms, yes, correct.
I understand that. My next, the last.
But what he's saying, I'm not finished. So, but what he was saying is the paperwork he sent us via email is what's going to go into place. I don't know if y'all reviewed that. That's what he just said.
No,
What he sent by email is not what was in the
the
agenda.
one that Courtney sent,
With the municipal, right?
right,
So
that
we
would
got
be
two
the,
documents in regards to the staggered terms. So if we accept the staggered terms tonight, we're accepting those specific
yes. that language.
terms of that language. So that's, okay, all right.
Just, thank you very much. It's just to understand that I'm in the same, with what you just said, to be able to have a roundtable conversation and kind of discuss what these terms would look like is the position I'd like to take. I just don't understand where we're at in, in the formalities of how we're discussing this. What I don't wanna do is accept something right now.
So we have
That's
a
where I
motion to
stand,
table?
so maybe somebody can educate me on where we go in the process to.
Sure.
Can we skip this next,
If-
then you come?
If I understand correct, if we'd have tabled it, we could not have had any of this discussion.
They would have been.
We couldn't have talked about it at all. So what we're gonna do is vote on what was presented in the packet. You can either agree with that or disagree. If you don't like that plan and you like the plan you got better today, then you vote to oppose it. It goes away, then we can come back and have the round table discussion.
And to
If we'd
add,
have tabled it, we wouldn't have been able to talk at all.
and I will add to Mr. Skipper's point, if there are other options that y'all wanna consider besides the what's been presented tonight, you can do that as well.
Okay, Mr. Skipper basically said what I was going to say, and I just want to be clear that the proposal that we received in the email is not the one that we're discussing this evening, correct?
100%.
Because I'm in agreement with staggered terms, but I'm not in agreement with this proposal I received in the email.
Well, that's
No, I
not,
think that
that's
we
not
need-
from the city.
No, I know this is not from the city, this is from the neighborhood council, so I just wanna make sure we have enough
Yeah, I know.
information to have some discussion on it.
Mayor,
Well, this is,
can we not just defer this to the next committee of the whole and have it under discussion then instead of having to redo everything?
Well, the only problem with deferring it is that we would be deferring the same language.
Okay, gotcha.
If the idea is y'all want to actually discuss and come up with new language, it would be that conversation at the committee.
Okay, Councilman.
So can I make a motion that we not move forward with this language, but move it forward to discussions for the next committee of the whole?
You're saying you wanna make a motion that, what I would suggest, and it sounds like we're all on the same page, we would vote no on this item.
Yes.
And then you would instruct us to put it back on the agenda for a discussion at a later date.
Yes, I make a motion.
But I don't think you have to make one.
Okay.
We got a motion on the floor, after everyone finishes, Mayor, you can call for a vote.
well, I guess I just want, I mean, we can discuss whatever we want, right? So
Yes.
what is it that we're looking to change from to? I'm just curious what people's thoughts are on what the next document should look like.
I
Yeah.
think that the proposal that we got today has a lot of merit to it, and I would like additional time to compare that to what's in the language that's actually in the ordinance that was presented tonight. That's all.
Okay. This one from the
Whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah,
Are you referring to the proposal we got from the neighborhood council?
But potentially, yes.
Oh,
But whichever, I don't think I'm not ready to vote for what we got in the language tonight, so.
Okay, all right, and then you next, right?
Yeah, I draw my motion. We can go ahead and withdraw my motion if you want to go back. Start over.
I don't think we need to. We have a motion on the floor and a second to approve the draft that Courtney sent out tonight.
Yeah.
If you all are in favor of that motion, you say yes. If you all are not, say no. And based on that vote, we'll decide what the next step.
There you go.
So it's voting time.
All right. All right, roll call.
Aye.
Can we paste
I wanna be clear, are we voting on the draft that I received in email?
No, ma'am.
No.
The vote tonight is on the draft that would have been attached to the agenda that Courtney sent out earlier this week.
That's the other one.
Okay, this is the letter
That's the
from,
one we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, I got confused as well.
yeah, then I,
You say aye or you?
yes,
Aye, okay.
No, you said
aye.
no.
Yes or no?
yes.
Yes, she said aye.
I thought you said deny.
That's, I,
Aye, aye.
Yeah, two ayes, yes.
Dr. Palmer Roberts.
no.
Mr. MD.
Cause we're just on the verbiage, not.
Let's make sure we're clear.
Yes.
What you're voting on now is whether or not you want to approve what was put in the agenda package. If you say yes tonight, you're comfortable with the language that was presented. If you say no tonight, what you're saying is you want to have more conversation about what staggered terms should be.
Yes.
Okay,
We wanna have more discussion.
But that's not, okay, I'm sorry, that's not how I understood it.
That's why I'll make sure we're on the same page.
Okay. I am not comfortable with the language that is in here currently. I want to have more discussion on it.
So then your answer is
So-
no.
So then.
Then my answer is no.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so
I
Courtney
am in
takes
the
that
right
to
position
no.
you are, so is.
Yeah.
okay, roll call
Okay.
again, roll call again.
Starting over. Mr. Rowe,
No.
Dr. Ganaway Pacey,
No.
Dr. Palmer Roberts. No. Mr. MD.
No.
Ms. Brown,
No.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Hudson,
Yes.
Mr. Skipper,
No.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mayor Burgess.
No. Okay, so we have in favor of no, two, most in favor of no, and two yes. All right,
Bit of hamburger.
yeah. Mr. Mike Gaston, the establishment of the North Charleston Exchange Club, he's here to speak.
Wow. Thank you for allowing me first to come here. And one thing I want to tell you, my name is Michael Gaston. I'm the president of the district of South Carolina Exchange Club. And a lot of us are familiar with the Exchange Club. We have 4 pillars that we follow. And that is family, our community, our country, and how we prevention of child abuse and programs for youth. North Charleston Exchange Club was here once before, probably about 3 years ago, but we want to reestablish it because North Charleston has grown. It's grown. And we know in this community, with this service we have to offer, it really can benefit us to continue that growth together in the unity. It's very important. I talked to this one gentleman, I told him, he said, I'd like to join this. If y'all gonna help the community, that's what it's all about. So the Exchange Club been around since 1911. 1911. I want to get each one of you one of these pens just to remember what we stand for. Family, community, and country. And we want this at North Charleston Exchange Club to be established back here so we can continue on the unity of building with the new individuals coming in, people that been here, so we can come in here and continue to grow under the leadership, with all the leadership here and the schools and education that we have. Are there any questions specifically?
Were you located on Helms?
Yes. That was North Charleston. We all familiar with Coastal Carolina Fair. That's the Charleston Club. We put millions and millions of dollars back into the community, and we want to continue on putting it back into the community with the other clubs. We have 21 clubs in South Carolina. 21. We give millions, and even as far as we have a program for prevention of child abuse. We all know about the shooting that's going on through the country. We have a program from the Exchange Club through the whole country that's addressing that. How we can stop that. We have a process that we're trying to stop it. In October, we're gonna bring this gentleman from Chicago to help train us, to give us the awareness, to help make our communities that we're safe again, to be safe. Walk out the doors, don't have to worry about looking behind our back. So we'd like to get started on getting the North Charleston Exchange Club started as soon as possible to help each school, our community, as far as everything. I love it. I love it. I think it's a plus plus. So is there any questions, please, sir?
Mike, this last thing, I know that you all had the one on Helms Avenue. Or you guys gonna try to reignite the North Charleston branch, since we don't have a branch anymore?
Yes. Well, we are too much members.
First of all, I wanna apologize for my phone, that was my sister.
I'll pay up on that on the way out.
But, yes, there was a club on Helms Avenue back probably 10, 12 years ago, Rhonda. And for various reasons, that club was probably one of the best clubs in the South Carolina district. But for various reasons, and a lot of it was some internal turmoil, they just closed their doors. So what we want to do is to establish another North Charleston Exchange Club. We would have to have a whole new charter. We would have to have, everything's new. That building has been sold, it's gonna be, raised in the next, couple of weeks, and condos are gonna be built there. So, one, we need, your support, that you can talk to your friends and neighbors and family members about, possibly joining this club. Two, we need to find a place. We have been meeting, some of the Exchange Club has been meeting at the Keith Summey Library in that nice side room over there. Might look at that for a meeting place. But we need at least 20 committed people that would like to join the exchange. The National Exchange Club is well over 114 years old. We have roughly 17,000 members all over the United States and Puerto Rico. We call ourselves America's Service Club because we are only in America. We are not like Rotary is in India or wherever. We are growing in America where some of the other service clubs are growing internationally. We are divided into regions. We are in Region 10, which is the largest region in Exchange. We're made up of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. We have two of the largest Exchange clubs in Exchange. The Charleston Exchange Club and the Isle of Palms are the two largest clubs. And we would like to see North Charleston be established, give them a run for their money.
Just want to add to this. And we also, our members, Jean, Angel, okay, Patsy, who had a meeting here today. We're gonna host her next event. She's a member. And we look for trying to partnership with each other to grow. And it's so important because we all have something we can offer. And I love just helping others. Even today, I was over there playing pickleballs with the veterans. They didn't have no legs. Imagine trying to teach somebody with no legs. And I just feel the dedication they gave to a country. I said, it's a change, that's what we're about. And I stood there with them in the wheelchairs and helped them gain their honors and respect as far as I'm a part of this. I'm a little teary-eyed here because I'm thinking about it because the guy said, I can't do that. I said, yes, you can. This is what we are. Yes, we can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I want to say thank you. I'm sorry about that. That was today. Trying to teach somebody with no legs.
So are there any questions that you might have about Exchange?
So what do you need from us, the city?
Well, I think that our next step is to decide on a day that we want to have a meeting. And so we would like for everybody in this room, if you're interested, let us know, invite a friend to come. And then, if we start out with 5 people, then the next meeting in a week or so, maybe those 5 people will bring a friend, and then you'll have 10 and 15 and 20. But our main mission is the prevention of child abuse, but we also have 3 other programs of service. We have Americanism, which Mike is talking about with the paraplegics today. Our youth, we do a lot with our youth. We give them scholarships to further their education, and we do a lot of community service. So that's our 4 programs of service.
I apologize.
Oh, no, thank you all so much. We have the Charleston County Attainable Housing Incentives, Mr. Eric Davis.
Mr. Mayor, members of council. Give the PowerPoint just a minute to queue up. My name is Eric Davis. I'm the Director of Housing Development and Land Management for Charleston County, which after an organization started up just this past spring. And I'm here today to talk to you about some of our attainable housing incentives that the county is currently offering and how we may be able to work together. So really everything that we do is in line with our Housing Our Future plan. This was adopted by County Council back in May of 2023, and it is our comprehensive plan for housing and housing affordability. Just want to note here that this is a plan for the entire county, the entire geographic area, not just the unincorporated portions. So therefore, to implement this plan to start impacting our affordability crisis, we need to continue to develop our partnerships with our municipalities, with our nonprofits, and with the private sector as well. So I think most of you are aware of our affordable housing crisis, attainable housing crisis throughout the county. I know you all have taken some actions recently, and we commend you for those. But our plan over 2 years ago said we need over 30,000 additional housing units by 2033 to start to make a dent in this issue. Now, what's the impact of that? I think we all feel it in our daily lives, right? Personal finances, economy, it greatly impacts our workforce, changes the character of our neighborhoods, pushes people out to the edges of the metro area, and that creates transportation issues. So it's all interconnected and it all compounds. But this Housing Our Future plan has 5 broad goals and then 27 different strategies to help meet those goals. And when I was hired, I was charged with kind of being the coordinator, the facilitator of implementing these strategies. It's currently a one-man show on the housing side. So again, it takes partnerships. So I'm working internally with planning and zoning, community development, externally with our municipalities, with our nonprofits, with our private sector. But of these 27 strategies, County Council, through majority vote over the last couple of years, has prioritized 7 of those strategies. Now, we're still working on more than 7 as the opportunities arise, but with limited staff and resources, we're focusing on these 7. And today, I own 3 of those directly in my department for implementation, so I'm going to talk to you about those. First one is utilize and bank land to support affordable and mixed income housing development. Land's not getting any cheaper, so the thought is if you can purchase it, set it aside for affordable workforce housing, then eventually you can develop it for that purpose. Establish an affordable housing trust fund to support priority activities. Probably the primary thing I want to talk to you about today is explore tax abatement to support affordable and moderate income housing. We're also looking at TIF districts for that, but there's some state legislation that would probably have to change to make that an effective tool. So back in February 2024, Council allocated $2.5 million of our ARPA funds towards a land acquisition grant program for affordable housing. It's a pilot program to kind of show them what we could do and allow us to tweak that throughout the life of it. Those ARPA funds, as you know, are one-time funds. So we executed an agreement with the Charleston Redevelopment Corporation. They're a community development partner and just recently got their CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution certification. And they helped us develop this program, and they're our main administrator in the program. Back in November of last year, Council awarded $1.1 million to 3 projects. $750,000 of that was awarded within the boundaries of City of North Charleston to 2 separate projects. One of those will result in 32 attainable apartment rental units. That was a conversion project where there was naturally occurring affordable housing. The developer went in, redeveloped it, improved the property, and then put a 30-year income restriction on it for various AMIs ranging from, I believe, 50 to of AMI on that one. The second one is attainable homeowner units, kind of infill sites. And most of those, I believe, are in the Acabee neighborhood, maybe also Liberty Hill. But I know there's still, that applicant is still identifying parcels around that area. May 2025, we opened a new application round. There's now 1.4 million left of those ARPA funds. And we are gonna continue rolling applications until all that money's spoken for. We do anticipate county council considering a few recommendations for awards next week. But there will still be, even if those are approved, there'll still be about 750,000 available there. Nonprofit and for-profit entities are eligible for rental and home ownership projects below 120% AMI. I'll jump on to our next incentive, our Housing Our Future Trust Fund. So, you know, some of the things we can do, like improving zoning regulations, tax incentives, don't necessarily cost direct taxpayer money that's coming in right now. But it does cost money to implement some of these programs. So, and over the last few years, following some changes to state legislation, County Council has allocated over $12 million to our Housing Our Future Trust Fund. That represents 15% of the local accommodation sales tax that the county collects, and that is the maximum that state legislation allows to be put to that purpose. So again, we partnered with another expert, South Carolina Community Loan Fund. We partnered with them for years, most recently on our gap financing program. They're another CDFI. And we launched in May an application for short-term, below market rate revolving loans for both pre-development, so land acquisition, engineering design, permitting, as well as development activities. Again, over 3 years, council's allocated $12 million towards this. Nonprofit and for-profit entities are eligible for rental and home ownership projects, and the AMI targets must be 120% or lower. And lastly, the tax abatement. So this was something that's been in the works for several years, but in September, I guess about a year ago, council approved what we call our uniform tax exemption policy and for use in abating taxes for attainable housing through our multi-county park ordinance. And that's just kind of the legal structure, how we're able to do this. With our multi-county park, you have to have a junior or smaller county partner. Colleton County is our partner in this instance. But the uniform tax exemption policy kind of gives us the guardrails on how we're going to run this program. So I'm going to run through those real quickly. There's a standard incentive program with minimum thresholds. So it must have X percentage of affordable units, no higher than X AMI percentage. And then these next two are very important, at least for our council. Those words that are in quotation marks there. But for the incentive, the project would not happen. Or but for the incentive, the project would not include all these attainable units for 15, 20 years, or as deep affordability as it might have. There's a procedure in place to ensure that there's no undue enrichment of the developer. We actually have a third-party consultant that does this analysis, this cost-benefit analysis. What we're trying to ensure is that we are providing the smallest subsidy to the developer that will still get the job done and produce those affordable units that we're looking for. Mixed-use residential rental and potentially new projects that align with our plan are eligible. There's a mechanism for transfers of these projects to qualified transferees or institutional grade investors. There's a mechanism to address deviations from the standard incentive program. For instance, a developer may say, well, instead of just 20%, we'd like to offer 40% of our units as affordable. So then we're able to negotiate greater subsidies for that offering, or potentially for deeper affordability. There's also clawback provisions. That's a big one. So if they're not meeting their minimum investment for the project, or if they're not following those income restrictions, then there are provisions to claw back a portion of those revenue credits, or all of the revenue credits, depending on the situation. The application process ends with county council approval. They have the final say, and only projects that are consistent with our plan are eligible. So just a little bit about the process of this. It's similar to Charleston County economic development incentives that you may have considered in the past. Utilizes a fee in lieu of taxes structure and special source revenue credits. Those credits are what reduce that property tax bill. And once we get a project, when we get interest, county staff is going to consult with the municipal staff if it's within a municipal jurisdiction on these projects. And assuming we can come to some kind of agreement on the structure of the abatement, then we're gonna bring that to our partner county, Colleton County, for approval. We're gonna bring that to whatever municipality it's located in. And we're also obviously gonna have county council approval of that as well. Again, council holds that final approval authority, and these approvals will kind of go on simultaneously whenever we get one started. So we talked a lot about partnerships, so wanted to make you aware of this opportunity for partnerships. We are already getting interest from developers within the city of North Charleston limits, but we want you all to be an active partner and have your pulse on what's going on in your community when you see a development going in that could utilize this and add some affordable units. I think that would really be a game changer. I think this program is probably gonna have the biggest impact when we talk about scale, because there's 100, 200 unit apartment complexes going in all over the place. So if you can get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% of those affordable for 15 to 20 years, that's when you start reaching that 30,000 number. So we've got projects that we anticipate will be coming to you soon. We just ask that y'all are ready for those. Time is money in the development world, so be ready to consider those and turn those around quickly would be our ask. And happy to answer any questions you might have.
Questions, Mr. Davis?
I assume these are gonna be in county properties, not North Charleston property, is that correct? Maybe
No.
it will be a partnership between North Charleston and the
So
county.
it would be privately held property.
Let's say, for instance, this property right here. Let's say Roper wasn't trying to, develop this. Somebody has it. They're gonna develop some apartment complexes, whatever. We can actually get the tax abatement to take a look at it so we can provide affordable or even attainable houses. We gotta look for workforce housing as well.
I understand.
To be placed. So whoever is doing it private side, we can kind of get them to really look into, building it to a point where we can sprinkle them some affordable and attainable houses as well with this program.
I understand, so it's private land.
That's correct, but it's a partnership in that we don't want to approve anything that you don't want in your city. So we need to simultaneously kind of come to agreement on that. Feel real comfortable working with your staff. Whenever we get a recommendation, then it'll come to you all for that resolution to add it to the multi-county park.
Presentation.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I have a question. I was gonna say, yeah, it's a great presentation. So I understand it's gonna be like 30,000 new housing units by 2033?
That is the goal that our plan, which was approved over 2 years ago, that's what our consultant said we need. 30,000 new units across the affordability spectrum. Not just 80%, not just 120, not just 30% of AMI, but 30,000 units total. And then our plan further breaks that down into those various ranges.
How will the Housing Future plan ensure that these new affordable units are distributed fairly across all neighborhoods?
Well, at this point, we're just considering what's coming to us right now. So I would say, be an advocate for your neighborhood, for these developments, bring us projects, and we want to work with you. There's not, it's not a zero-sum game. If we give abatement over in Mount Pleasant, that doesn't mean it's taking up dollars that could go in North Charleston. You're essentially deferring, for new projects, you're deferring some of that new revenue for a certain year, 15-year period, and then eventually, after that period, it comes back to full taxation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Mr. Davis?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. All right. Any other business to come before the committee of the whole? All right. Okay. Rhonda.
So A while back, we passed the STR ordinance. And I think it's time that we revisit it, just to kind of get an update of where we're at since we passed that ordinance with the cap. But also with the rapid transit going down Rivers Avenue, I've had a couple of commercial businesses reach out to me that have STRs in their commercial building. And I think that Rivers Avenue is gonna play into that. So I'd like to look into maybe exempting the commercial buildings from this. So if we can, maybe we can get an update at the next committee meeting to
The overlay.
the short-term rentals.
Short-term rental, okay, STR.
Yeah.
Got it. Then we
Anything
can-
else, Jarvis?
we can do that. Okay.
Did I get it all?
Hold. You get it all.
Yeah, you got it up.
Okay.
Is this the time when we can talk about anything basically, like right now? I can propose anything.
You would propose something?
Well, I just actually wanna kinda just make everyone aware of a few things with the staggered city council. I know we really didn't get to talk about it much, but I wasn't here when it was brought up. I have a few concerns with it. I understand how we can definitely help everyone to be more productive as far as having the, older council members helping, newer council. But I would like to throw in that majority of the cities that do this have a much greater population and they have a much higher city council pay, which would affect those wanting to run for council and it being very expensive. And this would kind of exclude younger people, people who don't have, businesses already. I just feel like this, and it would also, in a sense, and I mean, I got a lot of stats that I did, as far as the numbers, and it's a huge jump. As far as Arlington, Virginia, 240,000, the salary is 53,000. So it makes sense as far as, when someone has to continue to campaign and they're getting paid more. But, or someone who has an established business, but for someone like myself, it's very hard to campaign and to be able to afford to on a consistent basis. So, just something I just wanna keep in mind, and then also I feel like it'll reduce people wanting to even run for city council more. It'll reduce the competition for sure. I think because it'll be back and forth elections and the people, we already aren't putting enough memos out to let them know when we have voting, we don't do enough. So I feel like two separate votings would definitely intimidate those who have the courage to run. Just my
Well taken. What you can do also too, I see you got all into Virginia, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got Virginia, California, a bunch of the largest states, Texas, that do this.
Right. So check into City of Charleston. City of Charleston, they just staggered, right? And they're about 100, they're the largest city in the state, we're the third largest. So there's only 3 cities in the state, South Carolina has a population of 100,000. So we're at the number 3, which we eventually will pass Columbia probably in a year or 2. So what I'm saying to you, look into City of Charleston, what they're doing down there, how it's working for them, and also bring the salary up and then we can revisit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Their salary, is Charleston's salary higher than ours?
Yeah, we don't, that's what I'm saying, I don't know, that's what I'm saying, look into it and see how it works, see how long they have been doing the staggered terms down there, and also you brought up the salary, then we can revisit. But I mean, it's well taken.
Other than that, I do appreciate it. I think it would be a great idea, but those are just a few things to consider as far as counting out a lot of people who could run.
Jarvis, we wanna present something to council.
Yes,
I
Adam,
think you already have.
I'll let you chat. Can you come up front, please?
That's what I'm wondering, what did I?
34 years ago, when I came to work for the city of North Charleston, we was a class 10 in the community rating system. And what that is dealing with FEMA floodplain, flood insurance itself. So, again, 34 years ago, class 10, first thing I dialed in with Mayor Counter at that time, and then with Mayor Summy. We looked into myself going to Emmitsburg, going to the FEMA classes and everything. So we was able to bring that down to a class 8. And then from that point, then we worked on, we was able to,
come in a rating of a class 7. And so Adam, Eileen, and myself, and Chad, and some other folks that's on the list here that is not here tonight, we put a team together, in which we already had to work on the community rating system itself for the city of North Charleston. So FEMA sent a letter to the mayor. We are now class 5. Y'all should have got these folks that, it didn't work. And we're gonna take it even further. We got folks who have properties in the flood. And what this does, along with building code adoption and how we plan and how we develop property in the city of North Charleston, it plays a critical part. So these folks, and like I said, they took the lead. I was able to attend some of the meetings itself. Toya Smith, which is our floodplain manager, she's not here tonight. But it was a team effort to put this together. So this will be, along with the other ones, be put up in a one-stop shop. So we are class 5 now. So we will continue to, with the team itself, try to get to that next level.
Jarvis, what is this going to do for our citizens?
Our citizens on the flood insurance.
Yes.
It's going to reduce their flood insurance. 25%. 25% reduction.
That's great. That's great.
What's the average? I mean, I understand we're moving up, but where are most municipalities, and maybe some of our municipalities that are close to us, whether Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Somerville, where do we fit into,
We within the county itself, but you look at Charleston County itself, they have.
Right, but are there 3 or are there 8?
Charleston County is so Charleston County is a 2. The national average for the CRS is 7.
So we're above, okay.
Yes.
That's the question. Very good.
We're moving in the right
I
direction.
understand.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, where the 7 is.
Is this your first time being above average?
No.
That's great.
There's a lot of ways I can answer that, but I'm better off saying nothing. I'm just curious. Thank
But
you.
again, when we come to y'all, when we ask for certain folks, for different classes of things they have to attend, and adopting codes and things in that area, is where this all comes from, what we do day in and day out.
We currently, we are under, we're doing a study, a watershed study citywide. We have the draft report, we're going over it through the engineering department and so forth. There are over 9,000 structures in the city of North Charleston in the 100-year floodplain currently. That's before we start building more into the floodplains. And so we don't do that anymore. Well, if we do, we have a special protection area that ensures that they have additional stormwater management practices on those sites. But this is a direct impact to those 900 existing structures that we have right now. So just, that gives you a sense of, that's a lot of buildings, right? And if they're homes, you figure 3 or 4 people per home, that's a good chunk of our population. So I just want to give you a sense of the impact that they may have broadly in our community.
One of the things we did this time that we hadn't done in the past was fully capture all of the properties that the city has purchased using Greenbelt funds and other funds. Those properties, because they're set aside and can't be developed, we got a lot of credit for that we didn't get in prior iterations of this. So that was where a big chunk of it came from. So when those properties come before you to buy those properties, that's the work that y'all have done to approve those. And so when they come before you, please authorize us to buy more properties to keep bringing that number, the percentage up and the number down.
Thank you all.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Great job.
All right, this meeting is adjourned. All right, we're gonna actually call the special city council meeting September 18, 2025. Joel, Madam Clerk.
Request to defer the minutes from the September 11th city council meeting.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any changes or corrections? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Jerome. Dr. Ganaway Paisley.
Aye.
Dr. Palmer Roberts. Mr. MD.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mr. Hudson.
Aye.
Mr. Skipper.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mayor Burgess.
Aye.
We have the final reading of an ordinance amending the budget for fiscal year end June 30th, 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Jerome. Aye. Dr. Ganaway Paisley.
Aye.
Dr. Palmer Roberts.
Aye.
Mr. MD.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mr. Hudson.
Aye.
Mr. Skipper.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mayor Burgess.
Aye.
We have the final reading of an ordinance amending the budget ordinance 2025-021 for rollback calculations due to 2025 Charleston County reassessment.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Jerome.
Aye.
Dr. Ganaway Paisley.
Aye.
Dr. Palmer Roberts. Mr. M.D.
Aye.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Hudson.
Aye.
Mr. Skipper.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mayor Burgess.
Aye.
We have a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to execute an agreement between the city of North Charleston and the Charleston Animal Society regarding an animal service contract.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. Jerome.
Aye.
Dr. Ganaway Paisley.
Aye.
Dr. Palmer Roberts. Mr. M.D.
Aye.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Hudson.
No.
Mr. Skipper.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Mayor Burgess.
Aye. Okay, any other business to come before the body? We have one citizens in here. Okay, I wanna apologize to you. But I'm gonna do what I was elected to do. And that's to have this body to lead and guide and direct our city. So I wanna apologize to y'all for some of the things that may have gone on tonight. But I am going to do what you guys elected me to do. All right, apologize to you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Hearing none, this meeting is adjourned.
You know who?